Hi, today I want to share to you a testimony where I encountered a diabolic person, where I had an encounter with a person using charms to serve the Lord or to do stuff but using charms. It was in the year 2017. I was dating a man. Yeah, we were dating and later we got engaged, almost getting married. You know, this man loved the Lord. He loved serving in the church. He was just someone who was always in the presence of God. He was a prayerful person. No one can even suspect that he uses charms. And people used to call him man of God. Yeah. And people would call him for prayer. So we started dating, we got engaged, ready to get married. And we continued like that. He loved my children, he was hardworking. He was just, in short, he was the ideal man every woman would want. So as months went by, when the drama began, I couldn't take the children to school at some time because I was busy with work. I asked him to take the children because he had come to see me that day. So I asked him if he could drive the children to school. So he took the children to school. In no time, he called me saying the vehicle has a problem, it cannot start. So he left it there. And I said, oh, okay, that's cool. Let's see what we can do when I knock off. But then the time I knocked off, it was too late. So he said, I'll take it to the nearest garage. Then over the weekend, we're going to have it looked on and worked on, which I agreed. So over the weekend, like 3 days later, I traveled, I went to the town where he was staying and where the vehicle went, supposedly. I wanted to see the vehicle, I asked for it, but he couldn't take me where the vehicle was. He kept giving me an excuse, saying, no, the man looking at the garage is closed, no, today's a weekend, this and that, so just come another day. I sensed something, I was like, no, it's not normal. At least would have just shown me, he was just supposed to show me where the vehicle is, even though it's not fixed, but just looking at it. So when he said, no, you cannot see it today, I sensed something. But I couldn't do anything about it. I was like, okay, first let me give him time. Maybe it's going to be fixed, it's going to come back. But excuses went from this excuse to another, just like that. And I only realized that he stole the vehicle or he had sold the vehicle after 2 months because he stopped coming to see me. We just talk on the phone and the like. He became distant for 2 months. And I called him. I said, if you won't bring the vehicle this week, I'm calling off the wedding and we're breaking up. He didn't believe that. He thought I was lying. So the week passed, he didn't bring the vehicle. He even stopped calling me. I moved on. I stopped calling him. I started living my own life as a single person, a single mother. And it was painful, losing a vehicle. It was quite painful. I went into depression. And then a situation where this is a man of God. He prays for people. People manifest. And then he steals your vehicle. It was something painful. But it's like he wanted to have me for himself. He said, if he can't have me, no other man will have me. He said, threatening me. One night he came home, he broke in the house. He broke in the house, but luckily I wasn't home that day. I went for orders. So he came in, he broke in the house. My sister was in there with the children, and he broke in with a knife. He went direct to my bedroom. I don't know what he got, but my sister just told me he went in the bedroom for about 30 to 40 minutes and got something, and that's how come he left. So when he left, he went outside and spoke to my neighbor saying, I've taken some stuff and your neighbor in here won't live long. I'm just giving her a month and she's going to die. So the neighbors were like, but why is she going to die? No, because she thinks she's untouchable, but me, I'm the one who's untouchable. Touch not the anointed one. If she can't disappoint me. My neighbor didn't really know what was happening, so she just said, oh, all right, okay, I'll tell her. So when I came back, she called me and told me, are you having problems? He told me this and that, and he got some stuff. When I reached home, I found he had taken my shoe, a red shoe, a dress, and sanitary. The washable sanitary. So when I discovered that he had taken those, I was like, oh my God, I'm finished. Because, sanitary is something very, very serious. He took the stuff. I'm sure he took it to his witch doctor and started threatening me, you're going to die. Count your days are numbered. He would threaten me almost every day. So at that time, I started praying to God. I said, God, if for real he's of God and I'm not really like on his level, I don't pray for people like casting out demons, all those things. But for the few prayers that I've prayed to you, for the few times that I've saved you, please help me. I was desperate for God. I was in a situation where, should I go to a witch doctor? Or maybe should I just pray and believe in my prayer that it's going to work for me? It was a tough situation. I didn't know what to do. But all I knew is I can't fight evil with evil. So I said, let me try to pray. There's some small prayers that I know. Let me try to do that. I failed to go to any other man of God. I didn't know, are they going to judge me? Because I went to the police, I reported to the police. They said, no, he can't steal a vehicle from you. It means you gave him. He just didn't get it. No one could understand that he had gotten the vehicle without my consent. He had gotten it like he had stolen it. I didn't give it to him. No one could understand that. They thought maybe I was just so in love that I just gave it away. So I stopped telling people. I didn't even tell my family. That's how come the vehicle went. But he kept on threatening me, all those threats, you're going to die, or this and that. You cannot even pray. You're not prayerful. You are dying. Your days are numbered, all those things. But the more he sends me those messages, the more I cry to God. The more I cry to God. Then the 1 month passed. The 1 month he gave me that I was going to die, it passed. I was like, okay, my God is real. My God is powerful. Okay, to wrap it up, he continued threatening me, and that's how come I really sat down and thought about it, and I said, I think going to church I became resistant. I was like, if a man of God, someone who prays to God, could do such a thing, I think going to church it's not for me. It's not for me. Because of what I've seen, I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. I went into depression. I stopped going to church for about a year, almost going to 2 years. I stopped going to church. I stopped going to church. But one thing that came into my mind was, if God can preserve your life, it means God exists. And I said, God fought for me. Here's a man who wanted to charm me and kill me, but God didn't allow it. That's how come I encouraged myself to say, no, I need to get back to church. I need to find a church where I'll be free and comfortable. So what am I trying to say in my testimony? I'm trying to say, you might have been hurt in a church. You might have gone through a situation where you feel like stopping to fellowship with others, stopping to go to church. Church is a place where broken people, it's a clinic, it's a spiritual clinic. So people who are in church are not perfect people, are not righteous people. People are in church, are people seeking solutions from Christ, people seeking solutions from God. They are doing it because they are Christians. And that's like a clinic. It's a clinic for everyone who's broken. It's a clinic for Christians. So don't take church as a perfect place where everything is all rosy and you're happy, all jolly, all those things. No. But church is a clinic. I might be talking to somebody who has given up on going to church or given up on fellowshipping because, oh no, they gossip about them. Oh no, look at how people behave. Look at how the pastor's wife behaves. Look at how the pastor behaves. But I want to encourage you today. Don't look at the man. Don't look at what the man is doing. If you feel a church is not, you're not feeling comfortable in that church, you can move. But even when you move, do not start talking about the church and saying, oh, this church is like that and like that. No. Just leave quietly, move to the next church. Because you have the rights to be in any church that you want to be. Where you're feeling comfortable, you have the rights. But just seek God. Ask God to guide you in choosing a church. Because today there are many churches. We have a lot of churches. Here there's a church, here there's a church, here there's a church. Churches are everywhere. So don't stop going to church. Just pray to God to show you, to lead you to a church where you feel at peace. Because there's power in fellowshipping. There's power in that. And you learn a lot. We learn a lot. And another thing I would advise or encourage somebody, when you're in a church and you see something in the man of God or you see something that is not doing correct, if I were in those shoes, I wouldn't start talking about all those errors, all those mistakes of the pastor to other people because I'm gossiping. I think on my level where I've reached, I wouldn't do that. What I would do is maybe either leave the church. If I can't confront the pastor, if I can't talk to him, I'll just silently leave the church and join another church. Because at the end of the day, I'm not praying to a man. I'm praying to God. So let's avoid talking about churches, fighting each other, saying, oh, is this person anointed? This one is more anointed, this and that. I think let's avoid that because we're missing it. We are chasing after Christ. We are worshiping God. So why is the church today fighting each other? Why are we fighting each other? It's not right. I'll end here for today. I hope I've encouraged somebody. And if there's somebody who feels like you want to talk to me, feel free to contact me. You can hit me up in my inbox and I'll gladly reply. Bye. God bless you.